the degree of freedom cases. Previously we have seen the solutions with the help of exact method. Today we are going to discuss the approximate method. One of the method is Dunkerley's method. Now in Dunkerley's method, it will be useful to find out fundamental frequency of a shaft which is carrying multiple rotor, or a shaft carrying multiple point load, or a shaft that carries uniformly distributed load. Whatever may be the end situation, may be simply supported, may be fixed on one end and free on the other end. So many cases we have seen in strength of material. Okay, so for this particular case, how we are going to solve it with the help of Dunkerley's method, or how can we find out the shaft's fundamental frequency with Dunkerley's method? So this solution is 1 upon overall frequency of shaft, or fundamental frequency of the shaft which carries multiple rotor, is equal to first natural frequency of the rotor, that is first rotor, plus reciprocal of the second natural frequency of the rotor square, plus likewise n number of rotors or n number of point loads, and likewise. Okay, so we will use this equation. So for this we need first frequency at this particular point, second frequency of this particular rotor, third frequency of this particular rotor. In that direction we are going to find out the natural frequency. Okay, so now I have written one of the concept of strength of material, that is a simply supported beam, point load. From left hand side it is at distance A, and from right hand side it is at distance B, and overall length L is equal to A plus B. For that, static deflection delta is, so from strength of material, the static deflection delta is load multiplied by square of this distance, then multiplied with square of this distance. In the denominator it is 3 times E, Young's modulus or modulus of elasticity, into I, moment of inertia, into overall length. So I am going to use this equation to find out the static deflection at these particular points. So I can convert this system into a system which is having 3 point loads. The first rotor's mass is 20 kg, second rotor's mass is 50 kg, third rotor's mass is 40 kg. Okay, so mass M1 is 20 kg, mass M2 is 50 kg, and mass M3 is 40 kg. Respectively, their distance from left hand support, they are 1 meter, then between these two it is 3 meter, between these two 4 meter, and from right hand side it is 2 meter. Okay, so let me find out deflection at point number 1. So deflection at point number 1 is, it is equal to W. W is mass into G. So 20 multiplied by 9.81 multiply with A square B square. What is A? From left hand side the distance, it is 1 meter. This distance is 1 meter. Okay, so 1 square, 1 meter square, and B is rest of the distance. Now overall length is 4 plus 2 6, 6 plus 3 9, plus 1 10. So overall length of the shaft is 10 meter and diameter of the shaft given to us is 10 centimeter. So 0.1 meter. 0.1 meter is the diameter of shaft, which I just forget to write here. Diameter of the shaft is 1 meter. So length B is what? That is this much, 9 meter square, whole divided by 3 times. If E is not given, we can assume 2 times 10 power 11 Newton per meter square, 2 megapascal, E into I, pi by 64, diameter power 4, into overall length. Overall length is, it is available, and overall length is 10 meter. So all the dimensions are in meter, length dimensions. So from this we are able to find out first displacement for the first deflection, that is 5.39 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. Okay, likewise let us find out deflection to delta 2 due to point load at 2. So this is A and this is B. Okay, so W is what? 50 into 9.81 into what is A? A is 1 plus 3, that is 4 square, and 4 plus 2, 6 square, divided by 3 times EI. So 3 into 2, 10 power 11 into pi by 64 into 0.1 raised to 4 into overall length 10 meter. So this value is, I have calculated it, and it is 9.6 into 10 power minus 4 meter. Likewise displacement 3 also I am able to find out, as I have previously calculated. Displacement delta 3 is, that value is 3.41 into 10 power minus 3 meter. How can we find out delta 3? W is 40 into 9.81. This distance is A, that is 4 plus 3 plus 1. 4 plus 3, 7 plus 1, 8. So A is 8, B is 2. 8 square, 2 square, 3 E I L all remain same. Okay. So only numerator changes for delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3. So this is available. Now from this, let me find out the natural frequency at point 1, then point 2 and point 3. Okay. So for rotor 1, the equation is, as we have considered it as point load, so natural frequency at point 1 or rotor 1 is G by delta 1. Likewise natural frequency 2 is square root G by delta 2. G by delta 2, and natural frequency 3 is square root G upon delta 3. G is available 9.81, delta, yes it is available, all the values are available. So natural frequency 1 is something radian per second. Natural frequency 2 is, it is available in radian per second. Omega n3, that is something radian per second. This we can easily calculate. Okay. Now let us put it into our fundamental equation. Dunkerley's method. Fundamental equation of Dunkerley's method. natural frequency square, it is equal to 1 upon first natural frequency square. Yes, we have calculated it. Second natural frequency, that means natural frequency at point load 2 or rotor 2. This is natural frequency of rotor 1 and rotor 3 square. This part is available. Okay, so we can easily find out the natural frequency or fundamental frequency of the shaft carrying 3 rotors at specific distance. Likewise, you can solve so many problems, and this natural frequency is available, and it is radian per second. From this we can find out frequency in hertz also. We know that omega is equal to 2 pi f. F unit is in hertz. This is radian per second. Yes, this value is available. Put it here. Bring 2 pi in denominator, so we can find out frequency in hertz. Okay, so you can calculate the frequency with the help of Dunkerley's method. If the problem is available like this in rotor form, or in point load form, or in any of the configuration, suppose it is like this, 2 rotor or 2 point load, yes, but what you should know the deflection equation. If you are having this deflection equation, you can easily calculate the natural frequency. Okay, all the best.